Welcome back, everybody. So on this breaking news, we are following, there's a recovery mission that's underway right now at the Potomac River near Washington, D.C. This after two aircrafts collided overnight.
The FAA says an American Airlines jet on descent to the Reagan National Airport crashed into an Army Black Hawk helicopter around 9 p.m. local time. Both aircrafts plunged into the frigid Potomac River.
We are hearing radio transmissions of when the crash happened. Take a listen.
Everybody just hold your positions, please, on the field right now. Fire command. The accident happened in the river. Both the helicopter and the plane crashed in the river. It's east of the approach end of runway 33.
The airline says 60 passengers and 4 crew members were on board. At least 28 bodies have been pulled from the Potomac River at this point. The chief of D.C. Fire and EMS says they don't believe there are any survivors. 3 sections of the plane had been located in waist-deep water. American Airlines working now with authorities to assist in emergency response efforts. Ronald Reagan National Airport is closed until 8 o'clock our time.
And with that, let's get to Doug Luzader. He has been following this and has more for us this morning. Hey there.
Good morning. First responders here say that they have recovered more than 24 bodies from the icy waters of the Potomac. Investigators, meantime, are trying to figure out how this collision happened in some of the nation's most tightly controlled airspace. The moment of this collision was caught on camera. EarthCam video shows an explosion followed by both aircraft falling to the water below. Rescue crews have been working through the night.
So it's a highly complex operation. The conditions out there are extremely rough for the responders.
A military Black Hawk helicopter with 3 aboard collided with an American Airlines regional jet inbound from Kansas, carrying 4 crew members and 60 passengers. Some reported to be part of the U.S. figure skating community. Friends and family members have few answers.
Tell me again, sir, who was on the flight that you know of?
My daughter's best friend and her mom.
And had been traveling to D.C., obviously, for what purpose?
She was on a athletic trip.
Recovering debris and victims will be extremely challenging in the frigid waters of the Potomac. The investigation is now underway. There are questions already emerging about critical communications in the moments before the collision. President Trump posting this: why didn't the control tower tell the helicopter what to do instead of asking if they saw the plane? This is a bad situation that looks like it should have been prevented. And veteran pilots will tell you Reagan is a very challenging airport.
It's a difficult airport, the same as LaGuardia. It's almost like, to me, coming aboard a carrier when I was flying into Reagan.
Yeah, it's a little tricky coming into Reagan, and if you ever landed here, you know, they kind of make some abrupt turns, kind of following the Potomac River on that flight path. So, you know, how much of a role that played in this is not clear. Pilots have to be very, very aware of their surroundings around here because while it is very tightly regulated and controlled airspace, it's also quite busy at times. Back to you guys.
That being said, though, you know, we do know that weather did not play a role. Yes, of course, it is very, very cold, unusually cold winter, but at the same time, it was clear. And this type of traffic happens often at the airport. It's not unusual for there to be a commercial airliner coming in and then having a test run of, say, a Black Hawk helicopter. This is not unusual in that sense.
Yeah, Roxia, that's right. I mean, there is a helicopter corridor right there. Now, I think one of the things they'll look into was whether the helicopter was within its proper confines there and whether there was proper communication. It was interesting to note that the new Secretary of Transportation, Sean Duffy, indicated that everything was standard, including the communication. And there had been some question about that, but that will no doubt be among the things that investigators will look at here.
I mean, it's just tragic in so many ways. I mean, they're seconds away from landing, and it just breaks your heart. And then reading now, you know, this is a tight-knit community as far as the U.S. skating crew's concerned. And in 1961, there had been an incident, right, where 18 U.S. figure skaters, I believe this was a crash in Belgium. They were on their way to Prague. And that was devastating. So this is definitely bringing back memories of what happened. Something, you know, a tragedy like this, you don't just get over. So this is just another blow to this tight-knit group.
And we will hear, no doubt, some very difficult stories in the days ahead. Once we hear some names released here, you know, they're obviously notifying family members and so on, and checking passenger manifests. So, you know, we don't have the names of the passengers at this point, but the airline, American Airlines, is working with family members. And, you know, this is, we've seen this before. This is a very, very difficult issue to contend with.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, Doug, thank you very much. Appreciate you bringing this information to us. And we'll, of course, keep an eye on this breaking story, everybody, and bringing you updates as they become available.